You mentioned the possibility of moving Carmona inside. What about him makes him a candidate to do that? And then, after starting 13 games at left tackle, how did he receive that potential?
He received it great because I think that's what they're going to do with him in the next level. I approached him about playing center because I think he would be outstanding. It's the best thing for him and for the team. That's what we'll do. I have liked Kittler. I have liked him a lot. But if Robinson was your left tackle, Carmona was your left guard, and then Kittler, and then whoever, Kobe, Blackstock, whoever, right? And then you got to find whether it's McCroy, whether it's Dumerville, whether it's E. Harris, and I don't mean in that order, but my mind's, then you've got to find that. But I think Carmona's was, honestly, we got Corey Robinson. And then we go, well, that can allow us to help Junior a little bit more with his future, and it can help the team. So he took it great. We really didn't say we're going to move you. So we went in there and talked about what do you think? So I think they're going to move me inside in the leading coach. And so, well, you want to try it now. You want to try a little center. You want to try going. So that's how it went.
Obviously, Landon Jackson's gone. Did a lot for you guys on defense. Just what are your thoughts, the confidence level right now with the edges, and how important is it that spot maybe, some guy has to pop here in the spring and assume that role?
I think that's a good analogy of everything there. Quincy Rhodes is as talented as a lot of people have at that position and big. So that you're talking about a guy that needs to pop. That's one. Charlie Collins, we've got to get some weight on him. That's another one. And then you got Talley and Boone. Talley and Boone have played ball, have worked extremely hard. So of those guys, and then of course now you got Kavion Henderson, guys that we believe can play. Caleb Bell is a guy that, man, we hit on, is big and raw and can run from Milton, Georgia. But we need somebody to pop. And I'll be honest with you, we need the same amount inside too. I guess going back, I feel like I know a little bit more, even though Trey, there's been a huge turnover on both sides of the ball. But I feel like I know a little bit more about the offensive guys than I do the defensive guys as far as what they're capable of doing. So your word using somebody's got to pop, I think you're exactly correct on that. Cam Ball won't be out there, so there's twofold there. Number one, we know he can't get hurt in the spring, and he's going to be a better player because he's going to have a healthy elbow. And then we're going to give opportunity to some other guys. I think Ian Griffard, he's got to come on and do something. I've been really happy with Danny Sullivan too.
You brought in two pretty highly regarded freshman quarterbacks this year.
Yeah.
How exciting is it to have that kind of competition, not only, this year for whatever spot that may be, but moving forward and, and that be a bonus to the program with two guys coming in the same class?
Madden, he came about obviously late, as in I had my hip surgery on Tuesday night and Wednesday signing day. That's late. But Grayson, obviously we know a little bit more about him. Normally you wouldn't take two guys, normally you would not. But you certainly would not pass up on that either. And so that's how that happened. We like both of them. Grayson's done a really good job coming in there. Exactly what we thought he would be, hard worker, great kid, knowledgeable. And Madden's done the same. Now Madden, because of his high school graduation, all that, he was maybe 2 weeks behind getting in here, but we had worked it out with the school and all that. But normally we would not take two in the same class, but we couldn't pass up on either one of those guys.
Yeah, just we've seen a couple of other different programs just completely decide against having a spring game. Was that something you guys considered at all? What are the factors that they go into that?
No, I never, I don't know what the factors are. You know, if someone's gonna coach your player, they ain't waiting on the spring game to look at it. They already got it, you know, I mean. The agent's already worked for 3, 4 weeks. I'm calling this team, how much you gonna give them? Well, that's not enough, because I got this much from, that's already been in the work, so. I don't know that the spring game is gonna cost you a player or not, so. That did, and the other thing too is I think we owe the state of Arkansas the opportunity to come see their team play. And, so. Nah, never crossed my mind, and the other thing is, I think you can get better. You get a little bit, when people are in the seat, you find out a little bit more about your team. And the spring game is a way to get people in the seats and see really what we have out there.
You know, speaking on just the turnover you guys have had at those pass catching positions, just how do you kind of go about developing that chemistry between Talon and all those new guys? Just, yeah.
Well, they throw them, you have to get them out there and, you know, you have to be glad, and Taylor's got to lead that, and they have to, have the want to enough to do it on their own, you know, but, you know, 2 of the 3 receivers were seniors, 3 of the 4 were seniors, they're gonna lose them, you know, so. You're gonna have to replace 3 of the 4, no matter if there was a portal in life or not, so. We knew that going in. It's no different than when we replaced, whomever, when we got Tesla and Armstrong, so. With the reputation of Bobby and with having Taylor coming back, I think it made us go out and get whom we wanted at wide receiver. It made it a lot easier than if we didn't have a quarterback coming back and we didn't have Bobby to train on. I think it made it a little bit easier because we had both those things.
Another quick help, but you mentioned Zuri Madison only had the ACL last year.
Yeah.
People go now.
He got cleared, Monday, full go. Now, he's been doing a lot of stuff, but in other words, he got cleared for spring practice. You know, he was really athletic, and then unfortunately, you know, he had the Keandre Johnson, right? Keandre Johnson, guys, that's one I missed. He broke his little toe, so he'll be out for a little bit too. But no, he got cleared, and you know, he was so athletic in those, you know, stations and all that, and I was so excited about him. And then, you know, he had the ACL, which is a long time, you know, to get back. But he did a good job with his body, and he's out there and back now. And that, you know, that's almost like getting a guy out of the portal type situation. So, yeah, we're excited to get him back.
And Shaq McCoy, he's unique in that you recruited him out of high school. You know, he goes to Oregon for a year. I don't think he played there, but can you tell as you know, after getting him in, that he's had a year in college and stuff like that?
Yeah, I think, Andrew, I think Shaq grew up a lot at Oregon. I mean, he had this priority out of high school. And now it was kind of, you know, I want to play football. He did a tremendous job with his body. Now he's 370 or something, but he's a monster, you know. I think he's probably 4 bills, maybe a little bit, I don't know, close to that when we recruited him out of high school. His ability to move as he's moving right now, I did not think out of high school that he could do that as a senior. I'm talking about senior in college. I did not think that big of a guy could be that athletic. So as you can tell, I'm really high on him, but just from an athletic and the way that he's matured from high school to now. And of course, like your question was, he went through kind of a similar situation because Oregon and Dan coming from Kirby and Kirby coming from Nick and all that.
And one of the receivers that you do have back from last year, Jordan Anthony. I'm curious, how is he balancing track and spring ball this year?
Jordan's strictly running track, and from what I understand, doing really well. But he's strictly with track for this spring.
Coach, curious for you, you've kind of talked throughout the offseason about hiring a general manager. When you kind of have gone through the process and you're looking to identify the right person, what are the traits that you're specifically looking at for the correct hire?
Well, I want somebody that's done it, so you may have to go to the, NFL, NBA, whatever, to find somebody like that. You want someone who's kind of done that before, whether it be the top dog or the second, somebody that understands that. Because that's something that I've never dealt with. Well, I have for 3 years and I want some help. But you'd want that, you want a guy to be able, you would want a recruiter, somebody comes in and says, well, I need 500,000, you don't want this, hell, any of us can say, oh, okay, we need a negotiator. To be honest with you, I need someone that takes well, Coach Pittman won't give it to me. Coach Pittman won't give it to me. I need that taken off my plate. I need somebody to be ahead of what the market is. And I think the market's gonna change again because of revenue sharing and your collective. It's not gonna be, hey, we can pay you $1 million out of the collective. No, we can't. We can pay you the max out of what you're worth. And a committee's gonna say it's worth $5,000. It's gonna change. So need somebody up on the rules. We need somebody that's a good talker, a good recruiter. We need a guy that's a good evaluator. Because we obviously have corners and we'll go, okay, this is 1, this is 2, this is 3, this is 4. You don't go, this is 1 we can get, 1. No, I don't want the ones we can, this is the #1 guy we think that we're talking to, number 2, number 3. I don't care, we'll figure out if we can get them or not, There's different boards now. One of them, you'll have a group of coaches that put up the ones they can get. That's #1. Well, hell no, I've watched the tape too. He ain't #1. He's number 7. Let's go after the #1 guy. That's another voice in the room. And he's not in there, in every single meeting. And he's going to be an organizer of the portal, organizer of the high school recruiting, organizer of junior college recruiting. And so there's a lot that he or she will be able to help us with. But that's what I'm looking for. And I'm looking for someone to talk to these kids' agents besides me. I want somebody else to talk to them.
And when it comes, yeah.
Give me the information.
Yeah, Coach, when it comes to the spring game and not having it air on TV, is there any benefits of that? You've talked a lot already about how you want people in the state to come here and see what the product's going to be eventually, but what benefits do you see of not having that air on TV?
Oh, I don't see a benefit of having it on. Yeah, the only benefit would be, they want to talk to me out there. And while I'm out there, there are words being said on TV, plays being called, defenses being called, another chance to steal signals, all that kind of stuff. To me, that would be more important of not televising the spring game than for any other reason. Because like I say, the portal opens on the 15th, the spring game's on the 19th. And by the time the 19th gets here, whomever's gonna go on the portal is already in it. So, now, can they come steal guys from the spring game? I don't think so, because I think they already know about the guys and who they're trying to poach anyway, so. But the benefit to me would be more of, because we watch every spring game of every team we play, but it's more, we're trying to get more than just what we're seeing, if that makes sense.